last one in owes me 3 burpees. If you don't know what they are, you're going to find out. You need your jumper. All right. Where are you going to put it now? Over there. You're going to need it later? Okay, great. Cool. All right. My name's Jason. Some of you I've seen around before, some of you I haven't. My job is to come in and work with you guys in the SAP environment. So most of you are under 12s? Yep. All of you? Excellent. The younger guys will be better, right? Okay. So what I want from you tonight, okay, is we're going to do a couple of things. We've got some coaches involved and they're going to be observing, and I'm going to work with them and work with you guys at the same time. So I need some real special attention from you. When I'm talking to them, I need the best behaviour from you that I can get. Is that all right? Yep. Okay, so what I need to do now is get you in 2 groups of 6. So we go 2, 4, 6. If you can join that group. 2, 4, 5. Oh, that's close enough. 5 will beat 6 any day. If you can grab a set of footballs, please. Quickly, everyone grab a ball. As for you guys, what I need you to do straight away is position yourselves. I need a square, don't I? Yep. There's one over here. Let's go use this square. So if you've got a ball in the middle, if you don't have a ball on the outside, that's all right, he won't have a ball. Come on over. If you have a ball in the middle, if you don't on the outside, let's go quickly. So the square's got 4 sides, or the rectangle's got 4 sides. Superb, all right, let's go quickly on. I'd like, can I have the ball, please? So if we're in the middle, once we grab a ball, we place someone on the outside, and then we go and find someone new to get the ball from. Fair enough to start? All right, let's go. So if you're in the middle, find someone on the outside, then go find someone new. Come on over, lads, come on a bit closer. Cannot be the same player you played it to before. Yep. So you will play to someone different other than the one you played it to. That's it, lads, as quickly as we can. Play the ball. Go find someone new. Find someone new quickly. Great turn, little lads, well done. All right, get in there. Alrighty. Okay, stop, stand still. Not bad, lads. So we're able to play it to the outside, and then we're able to go look for a new pass. However, can I have a look at everyone's body shape in the middle of the park at the moment? Which way are we all facing? Towards the outside. So what I'm going to ask now is, can you play me the ball? Super, great. So once I've received it and changed direction and played a new player, I'm going to keep moving to somewhere in the square where I can see everybody. Is that fair? Okay, so no longer, can I have the ball please? So no longer do I go find somebody, play them, and keep running in the same direction. We go and find somewhere away from the players where I can see everything. And then we can identify new. Is that fair enough for everyone in the middle? Show me how it's done. Let's go. So play somebody. Make sure you can see the whole square. Yep, so you've got it on the outside. Find the new one. So before you receive it back, can you see everybody? Let's play as quickly as we can. Can we play quicker? I want to see good decisions. Players that are moving quickly. If we've got the ball on the outside, how might we get rid of it? Well done. Right, stop there. If you're on the outside, swap with the players on the middle. And then continue, same thing. Let's go quickly. Straight away back into it. Yeah, good. Can you see everyone though? Make sure you can see the whole park. Who wants the football? All right. Okay. Just stop, stand still. Excellent work. Okay. So, when we're receiving the ball, what are we looking to try and do with our first touch? Open up. Yeah, change direction. Fantastic. What else? Take it into space. Superb. So, if I'm making runs around the middle of the park here, can I actually play into space anywhere? No. So we've got to think about where our runs are taking us, okay? So we as players without the ball should be dictating where we get it played to, so that we know where our touch is and we know where the space is. So I want you to start thinking about that now where we run, rather than just running anywhere in particular. Okay, let's go. Yeah, good turn, well done. Excellent work. So remember, once we've played the ball, can we see the rest of the park? Okay, so all we're really trying to do here, obviously with a high tempo, is to try and get the lads to start to see where things might be going wrong. Okay, I think I heard Mark talk to you there before. Most of you have seen this exercise. What tends to happen?
You were saying the balls were going astray.
Yeah, the ball goes astray. Yeah, and we all go in circles, don't we? Okay, so that's part of the challenge now, is we're trying to break those habits. Okay, how do you think we might do it other than say stop, change direction? How might we break the habit, do you think?
You might make a rule change.
Yeah?
Where they have to, as soon as they pass the ball, they have to change the player outside maybe, or
Yeah.
something.
Okay, well, we'll get into changing in a minute. All right? Okay, stop there. All right, so now we're going to have everyone involved. We've had the guys on the outside and the guys in the middle. As we play to the outside now, you're going to change position with them. So might not have the ball. So it's no use me trying to play you, okay? Because what's going to happen by the time I get there? He's already into the game and it's not fair. All right? So if we're going to change, I'll have the ball back, please. Well, back where on the outside where you were. So I'm only going to choose to change now, where I can go, yep, you're in. Great, well done, get in there. Okay, so when we change, make it short and sharp. Your first touch is in the game quickly. All right, so change with players on the outside, away we go. Good, get in there. So remember, you've got to change, good. So as we change with the players, can we give them some information? What might we be able to say? Sorry?
No, there's a couple of players that were in the middle without a ball.
Okay, so they've got to start on the outside, yep. We need another player with the ball. Right, well done. Come on, I want to hear more noise. Yeah, how can we play quicker? Where's the quickest pass? Can I head up early? Have a look. I want to see the smart players, the players that are thinking about how quickly we can transition from the outside to the in. Oh, great turn, wee man. Well done. And give him some help. Go on, get in there. Well done. Good stuff. Just a couple more minutes. I want to see excellent passes and good decisions. Good work, fellas. Well done. We shouldn't be losing the ball now. So has our ability to control the ball gotten better? Have we set?
Why did you give them the rule where they can't make a long pass and swap where it's more closer? Is there a specific reason for that?
Mostly because if you play the long pass, they become lazy and they stand still and they don't follow in on it.
Energy is wasted.
Yeah.
By sprint.
So at least this way, well,
The ball's getting knocked in the crossfire.
yeah, and we're communicating. Hey, Amir, come on, play. Get in there, lad. Let's see if we can go.
You might also have to take the first touch away from the ball's coming. You start getting too far away. Notice how many of them are playing on the ball.
Let's go, lads. Well done. Come on. Awesome. All right, superb, lads. Come on in quickly. Okay. Excellent work. So, good tempo. Okay. Lots of communication. Do we all know each other's names? Okay. So, if we don't, now we can learn them, can't we? Okay. I'm going to divide you now into 2 groups of 6. Do you want a quick drink before we do that? All right, 20 seconds. Let's go.
Whether it's a skill introduction, whether it's a skills training part of the game or the skill game, I want us to involve as much PDE in there as I can. For example, are there any preconceived actions by the players?
Okay, so who was the group that was on my left to start with?
Was that the 5?
Yeah, it was the 6th originally, then the 5 was later. Can you grab a bib, please?
I was on your right.
It's all right, grab a bib.
Yeah, look.
The bib's the best team. There should be 6 bibs. First in, best dressed. Okay, 2, 4, 6. We've got 6 here, right. So just put the balls aside for me for a second. All right, so, did I tell you what our topic was yet? What do you reckon it is?
First touch away from pressure.
Perfect. So what we're going to work in now, okay, is 2 teams, 6v6. But there's going to be an advantage if you're in the middle. If you're in the middle, it's 4v2. Okay, so let's say if blues start in the middle, there's going to be 2 blues and 4 reds. On the outside will be 2 reds and 4 blues. Okay, so that means that the 2 blues will defend first. When you win it, you'll play to a blue on the outside. 2 blues will come in and 2 reds will go out. So the blues are possession, reds are defending. Is that nice and clear? All right, so let's go make it happen. Blues are defending, so 4 blue on the outside, 2 red.
Where do you want the reds to
All around the outside, yep. Wherever you think it's best for your team. So not 4 on the one side, hey. So 2 blue, 4 red to start with in the middle. That means reds are in. So how many reds are in the middle? Have we got 4 or we got 5? Already we're struggling with PDE. Come on, lads. 2 reds on the outside, 4 in the middle. Are you on the outside? Yep, you are now. Fantastic. Play. So when you win it, blue, play to the outside. 2 reds go out, 2 blues come in. And away we go. When you win it, red, play to red on the outside. Good work. Oh, where's that going? Who's that to? Yep, blue. So 2 blues or 4 blues. How many do we need? Good, well done. All right, so stop. Hold it, stop there. So guys, have we got the idea yet? If we're defending, how many players are in the middle? And the other ones are all on the outside. Okay, so if we've got possession, how many are in the middle? 4. So I need you guys to observe that and make it happen really quickly. Okay, we call that transition. If we don't get that right, it's going to be very hard to do the exercise. Okay, Red's got the ball, play. Well done, Blue. Where do we play? Oh, it's gone. Red ball. Back in quickly as we can. Super. All right, stop, stand still. Superb. Just roll back a couple steps. Hold it. Not bad. So this is what we're actually looking for in this game, is wherever the ball goes, can we have a player to the left, this lad, a player to the right, and a player in front where we can play the ball to. Is that fair enough for everybody? So when your team's got the ball, no matter where it goes, so if I play there, where do we move? Don't stay where you are, Blue. Where do we move, Red? Left, right, in front. So everyone can see that? Play on. Yep, so wherever the ball goes, left, right and in front. Play on. Much better, good. Good, well done defenders. Can you win it, can you win it? Yeah, well done, Blue. 2 more Blues in. So straight away, Blue. What shape do we want, Blue? 2 Blues out. Reds are defending again. What shape? What shape do we need? Come on. Let's see if we can take 2 touches. Good, well done. What's the shape? Good stuff, well done. Come on, play on. Good work. All right, send in a 3rd blue one. 3 Blues now. Good. Okay. Play on quickly. Red ball. Oh, stop there, stand still. Hey, Blues, superb job defending. What have we managed to create here?
Oh, no, black message.
Yeah, we're playing back where it came from, aren't we? Remember in the warm-up, one of the instructions was, can't play the ball back where it came from. So if we're on the outside, very quickly, we want to see the whole pitch, don't we? Okay, so 2 things need to happen. We need to play him and open up, so that drags Blue away. Or, can you step out for me? When you play me, yeah, quickly, great, can we turn in here and play away from the trouble? Nice and easy, play on. Go on, win it now, Blue, win it, win it. Well done, Blue ball. 4 Blue, 2 Red. What shape, Blue, what shape? Very quickly, get your shape. Well done, Red. Red ball.
Just stop for a sec. Guys, we'll just try and help the coaches out a little bit here. Guys, if a ball goes out, leave it. We'll serve from here. Is that fair enough? So we'll use one of the coaches just to serve in. Because if the ball goes out over there, I might serve it in here. So then you're going to have to readjust to it. Is that fair enough? So don't go chasing any of the spare balls. Before we get going though, quickly get all the spares and get them back in. little games where we finish up scoring in goals, and then what happens to the game?
Hang on a sec. We're just going to wait for the coaches.
Okay, or you miss the goal, the ball goes over there. So one person goes and gets
Marcus.
it, the rest of the game goes well.
Okay, lads, can I have that?
Control over the game in here, because everything is happening so quickly, we don't want to drop that in.
Right. So just like we are with all players, have a look at everyone at the moment. Are you all facing me? Can you see who's behind you? So before I play you, I'm going to say, if you can't see anybody, I can't play you. Is that fair for everyone else as well? Can you see who's behind you? No, so I can't play you. Where could you go? Could you go the other sideline? Far away as you can? Yeah, now you can see, can't you? All right, play. What shape? Blue, what shape? Who can tell me what shape, Blue? Red in here. Yeah, where do you go? Nice tell. Yeah, well done. Go on, red ball. Where's your space and where's your time? First touches. Oh. Oh, could you see the whole park then, Noah? If you can see the whole park, what decision can you make? Come on, Red. You got to win it, Red. Win it. Come on. You got him. You got him. You got him. Well done. Get in there, Red. Play on. What shape do we need? Let him know what side you're on. Open up is great, but left or right? Alrighty. Hold it. Stop. Stand still. Superb. Ball back over there where it started. So now we're going to tweak it a little bit. Do you need these shoelace up? I don't want you tripping over. Do that while I'm talking. Now I'm going to ask us in the middle because our shape's getting pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, mostly. So we can see more of the park. I want to ask you now to play the furthest player you can see. All right, so pop in where you were. Where's the furthest player you can see? Yeah, or either one. I'm not telling you which, okay? But by having a great shape means we can see further. You okay with that? So blues as well. When you have the ball, play the longest. Away we go. Oh, you got to get it there. Whose is it? Stop there.
You've got to play into the game, not players outside the game. Is that all right?
Mark, play away.
Playing inside. Blue ball, play.
Go on, Blue. What can you see? Great. Can you see the whole park? Like it. Well done. Good adjustment. So what are we looking for? Oh, go on, Blue. Get out, Red. 2 red, 4 blue. What are we asking for? Oh, great stuff. Great stuff. Who can help him? Right, red ball. Oh, you give it to blue. Right, stop there. Stand still. Awesome. So, come back in here for me. If we're working on our first touch and we want to take it into space, where's the best first touch you can take right now? Awesome. Play him again. First touch into space, play. Well done. And why would we want to do that? We've got more time and we can see more of the park. Where's a good touch? Great. Well done. Awesome. All right, it's a hope. It's a bit of a hope. Who wants it? Got to be able to see the whole park. Don't run towards the ball player. Couple more minutes, we'll get another drink. Let's go. Longest passes if we can. Where's the longest passes? Oh, superb. Where can you see? Like it. Now we're talking. Can you win it, Blue? Blue, can you win it? Can you win it? Get in there, blue ball. Last one. Go on, get in there. Get in there. Win it. Lovely. All right, so grab another quick drink. 30 seconds, please. Away we go. So obviously the objective now is to take what we had kind of was resistance, yeah? We were playing before just against each other, but there was no real challenge. Whereas by turning that into a game environment, now we've got to start making a lot more decisions. Right? And those decisions aren't just generally about, oh, am I going to get the ball or aren't I going to get the ball? We're really looking at the first touch into space and being able to see it in the first place. Okay? So many times we talk to players about taking their first touch into space, but they can't actually see where space is. All right, so we've tried to work really hard in there, and the boys have done a great job, mind you, of realising that now I need to see more than what I was seeing before, which was just me looking at you usually. Okay, you've all heard the story about when your feet and hips are facing in one direction. Okay, that means that's the direction you're going to play. All right, so when we're playing, encouraging longer passes, that also encourages them, when they receive it, to see something else that's further away, to take a touch away instead of back to where it came from. So we can open the park up. All right. The only other thing that I did in there was I started to try and add some structure. All right, so that the boys knew, rather than go and all face around the ball, can we now get a shape left, right and far, which is kind of a triangle or a diamond preferably, all right, such that there's now options for us to play in. So rather than say, hey, go get in space, see where you can see the park, we're now getting better decisions about where that actually is. All right, and they're doing it on their own. Okay, one thing that I really hope I'm able to try and bring out is that I'm not telling them where to go or what to do. Okay, because that's really important to get the decision making. Okay, so now we're going to finish off with another game. Okay, so I'm going to need 2 blues and 1 red at that end. 2 reds and 1 blue at this end. In the middle we have 3v3. Okay, so this is basically like a game. But the way you score is playing it to the end player and changing with them. Okay, but can I have the ball, please? Great. If I get my touch, playing this ball is not a score. Okay, so I need to be close enough so that, yeah, when I play it, I can take his place straight away. Okay, because otherwise, what would the 2 defenders do? What could the 2 blues, if I play it from here, do? Could they tackle him and win it? Yeah, because we want to keep it away from them. All right, 3v3 in the middle, play to the end and swap. I'll have the ball. Do you want to start from there? Away we go. Play. Yeah, so just choose whichever side you wish. Yeah, so if it's not on, how do we keep possession? You got to get out quickly. So what shape, blue? Oh, leave it there, from the outside. Great stuff. Oh, got to be aware. And play and change. Get in there quickly. Oh, unlucky.
One needs to be outside.
So obviously we're just going to let them get a little bit used to this as well, okay, before we go in and really start coaching, because they're still learning the rules. A lot of them have never seen the game. Oh, nice overlap. Well done. What else have we got to do, though, with the great decision like that? Do we have to tell him about it?
If you need, play back.
Go on, press him there, press it, can you win it? Blue, we don't watch, then we gotta get the ball. Go on, Blue. Red, can you win it? Can you get in there, Red? Nice. Right, stop, stand still. So very quickly, I'm just going to remind us, if the ball goes into the corner, how can you help?
Run into space.
Into space, yeah? But what shape do we want? We want to play it on the left, play it on the right, and where's the other one?
Center.
In the centre, yeah. So who's his player on the right, on the left, sorry, at the moment? No one?
No one.
No one? So come on in here. Play the ball. Yeah. Now who's he have?
Me.
Play. Away we go. So that's what we mean when we say someone left and someone right. So now can you go and help again? Who's got it? Where's your left and where's your right? Go on! From the outside. Up. Yep, play. Michael. Oh.
Caleb.
Let's settle down, boys, and let's look at our first touches. Got to change direction into space. Well done. Away we go. Well done. Stop. Stop. Stand still. Sorry? He needs someone left and right. Well done. Play on from there. Glad to see it, wee man. So always looking where's the options need to be. Yeah, change quickly. Oh, he gave it away. Who's next? You got to swap. That's the idea. Well called.
Who's on his right? Switch it.
So, great long ball. Well done. And you got to change. Good. Nice.
Switch it out.
One in, one out.
Get in now. Get in. Yeah.
Where do we play? Where's your left? Where's your right? Blue ball. Come on, try and win it, Red. Can you win it? Can you win it? Go on, don't stop. Okay, now you can stop. Hold it there. So we're going to finish the last 5 minutes. The team that changes with the end and gets all the way back to the other end scores a goal. Okay, so if I was to play red on the outside here, yep, and you can get it all the way to the end, you score. No, your team. Okay, so blue does the same. If you win it, start one end, play all the way to the other. You only get one goal if it goes the whole way. Start from the outside there, please. Go. So don't let them score, blue. Don't let them score. Oh no. There's one goal. Well done, Red. Oh, there's another goal, Red. Come on, Blues, we want to win it. Don't let them score. Can you win it, Blue? Come on. Oh, 3 to Red. Blue ball. Yeah, quickly as you can. Great. Swap over. Swap over. This is your chance, Blue. Oh, you gave it away. Red ball. From the side, Michael. Yeah. Good. Get in there. Not bad. Blue ball from the side. Yeah. What shape do we need, Blue? What shape? Don't stop the ball. Keep it rolling. Yeah, there's another goal. Well done. Got to change. Like it.
Back if you need.
Where can you score? As quickly as you can. Where can you score? So, there's a bit of a slight kind of dispatch to get some goal scoring in here. But what I've tried to introduce is now we're getting our head up because we've got shape, because we've seen the space, can we play the furthest? That gives us more time and space at the other end. And we can start to integrate that more often. 2 minutes to go. Who's going to win? Come on, win the ball back. Come on, Red. Can you win it, Red?
Out the other side.
Quick as you can, Red. Come on. Ah, got to be quicker.
Go forward.
Box them in. Good defending talk. Well done. Yeah, where do you play? Go on, you got it, Red, you got it? I love it. Look at that for a pass. Well done. 30 seconds. Oh, go on. From the side. Far side. Play. Oh. Okay, stop there. So now, last challenge of the night. Who's up for it? Yeah? Everyone's worked really hard. It's fantastic. So, I've heard a lot of talk about first touch and opening up their body. Okay? So we're going to try and play one touch football. Yeah? So what do you think that means we've got to do? Got to get our body shape. We've got to get our support left, right and centre. Okay? Because one thing we can't do, can you play me the ball? We can't do that. Yeah? And when a lot of you get tired, we start doing that. Play me again. We can't do that because guess where it goes? Yeah, he can't play that one touch, can he? Not even Messi can. So, what I want you to look at doing is, when you play me, yeah, play me, can I play one touch and still see everything, yeah? One touch. Oops, can I see it? Yeah, that's all right. That's what we want to see, lads, okay? From the side. Go. Away we go. It's a challenge, 30 seconds. Can we think about what we've got to do? Your turn, Blue. Look at our body shape. Look at our body shape. Look at where we play. Great. Where's your touch? Oh, support's got to be here to help. Go on. From the side. Look at our body. Can we see? Do we have support? Oh, that was a tough one. Quite rightly. Let's go on from the side. 30 seconds. In again. Oh no. Good. Shape. Have a look at where we are. Last one. On the side, from the side. Oh, blue ball. You can have 2 touches on the end. All right, well done. Come on in, please. Come on. Oh, puffing, I love it. You know what it means if you're puffing? You worked really hard. Did you enjoy that?
Yes.
Yeah? Excellent. Thank you very much for your help. A great session. What did we get out of that tonight? Play quicker, I love it. Where to take your first touch? Structure, yeah, good. Yeah, better support. Hey, superb. Well done, lads. High five for everybody. Can I have all the balls and all the markers brought in? And all the bibs placed neatly on the ground, please. Well done. Someone. Well done. All the markers. All the bibs placed neatly. All the balls here, please. Everyone together, because we can't go home till we've got everyone. Last one with the bib on is me Gumby Bears.
Oh, you're like Mom. Gumby Bears.
Yep. I want all the balls in the bag, please.
Wait, no, we're in the bin.
Oh, in the bin, sorry. Perfect.
Guys, make sure we have 12.
Yeah, count them as they go in. And then I want you back here with me. Put them in the bin. Last one back goes me Gumby Bears. All right. Here we go. Out here. Oh, 5, please. Out here.
Oh,
5. Everyone stand back.
I forgot what they are.
Let's stand back and critique. Go on, we go.
Oh. Better footwork.
Nice.
Oh.
3, 4, 5. All right, well done, lads.
I got that one.
Okay, superb. Thanks again, everybody. Okay, I'll see you next Monday night. I'm going to come and check on you. I want to see the same level of work. Promise me that?
Yeah.
All right, superb. See you later.
Thank you very much.
All right, well done.
Thanks.
Thank the other coaches here too, please.
Thank you. Thanks. My hand's a bit cold.
That's all right.
Thank you.
Well done. Good job. Excellent work.
Hey, Magic. Well, lads, good work tonight. Good stuff, man. Well done. Great job. Well done.
So, as I said at the start, I would have liked more time to try and chat as we went through it, but it was more important for me to keep the tempo high. Because every time I turned around, did you notice what happened? Yeah, they stopped. All right? It's more important the tempo stays high, unfortunately, than I got to really talk you through it. So I wanted to get that, because if we can get them to the point where they're starting to puff, what's the most difficult thing for them next? Yeah, PDE. Okay, so just to explain that, perception, which means I want them looking and seeing what's going on, okay? The decision-making component, and then obviously the execution. So a lot of the time kids can see it, or they decide what to do, but they don't execute. And that's generally because there's something else in the environment they haven't come across. And we're trying to put them in those spaces all the time, okay? Because that's the only way they're going to learn it. If we keep telling them, they still don't appreciate it till they get it done.
Just
All right.
on that though, Jason, I found with Dean, and I'm a bit of a coacher, like as in there all the time explaining things.
Yep.
And I know I get, I'm the opposite. I get, what's it called?
Overcoach.
Overcoach. So,
Yeah.
and I noticed there's, I mean, it's the players that you have as well. Sometimes they've never seen a drill before. I find that you have to.
Yep.
Sometimes get in there and
So
overcoach.
you.
Otherwise, the intensity might not be there.
So deliberately, I tried to keep the intensity up by addressing the lads rather than the task.
Yep.
When I noticed that they didn't have the task under control. So those first couple of minutes are really important, where I think we've all been there at some point, where we just want to help the kids so much that we stop, help. I think.
For me, the worst part is us making the decisions for them. It's okay to encourage and try and prompt,
But not telling them.
but don't direct.
Yeah.
Literally, like if you're just motivating, that's different. But if you're in there actually trying to make decisions by telling them where they should be making runs, who they should be playing the ball to, that's where the perception is coming in as far as PDE.
So there was a few lads I picked out in there tonight, asked them questions and they weren't sure. Okay, so rather than tell them, I fast-tracked them getting to the answer, but I wanted them to still get to their own answer as quickly as we could, but keep the tempo going and then really press it to get it high again.
One of the other things I'd like you to be aware of, we want to try and make sure that the players are working consistently and at high levels of intensity. And I'm surprised none of you have actually turned around, but what if we have a player who can't perform? Or what if a player is making a technical error all the time? Well, it's quite simple. What you do is you take that player out, you spend a couple of minutes with them in isolation, showing them what you require, but then you put them back in, okay? What we don't want to be doing is spending the whole session on the whole team trying to fix up technical issues. I went to a course, actually when I did, I was instructing on the old senior license, which is the C license course, years ago. And a guy went out there and he was teaching, before it even started the session, was breaking down how to pass the ball. 8 of the guys on there were ex-National League players. They just pick the ball up and just play things. So if you don't need to fix it, don't fix it. So, but if if we get the players, what you will find, I look at it this way. If you look at the technical ability and the level of the kids, if they're at this level here and you raise the intensity, the technical ability increases.
That was a question I was going to ask everybody was, you notice I didn't fix a lot of shit I could have fixed. Right? I deliberately didn't fix it, but by kept pressing them, did they become better of their own accord? Very quickly, because they started to realise, hey, this game's actually pretty simple if I do the basics right. So the tempo forced them to actually think it through, realise it, and start to adjust themselves.
John brought up an interesting fact, and he said, look, I've got some kids within my Komodo side, they're really not up to it. What do you do about it? All you do is you look at the appropriate intensity, not the intensities, you work at the appropriate resistances when we put defenders in there that they can handle, where they can have success initially. So, for example, Jason started there with a 4v2.
What?
After a while, we needed to do what? 3v2. Yeah, we needed to increase it because the kids dealt with it. So it's the same thing, and it doesn't matter what level of player you are. You have to find the resistance level that they're capable of handling, and then we start piling it on and making it a little bit harder and harder and harder. And then what you find is they get success initially, and then they might make mistakes. And then they get a little bit more success, and then they might make mistakes. So, but after a while, they start getting more and more consistent about how they perform. But it's at a higher intensity. And again, if they're working at a higher intensity, their technical ability will catch up to them. And that's what we're really at the moment. Most of the observations I've made over the last few weeks, watching your kids on the weekend and all the kids that were at the under-11 carnival, for example, the differences between a lot of the SAP programs and ours is the performances of the kids on the park look like they are working at very high intensities to start with, whereas we have to wind into it. And we get to games and we're actually playing catch-up a bit. It's not because the kids aren't good enough, it's just we haven't asked the question, what else can they do?
It's the structure we put them into weekly.
Can we get more out of them? You know, and they're all capable. They are. But the thing is, we're asking you guys as well. Can we get more out of you? Because the more we get out of you guys, the better it's going to be for the players. Because good coaching makes a massive difference, and average coaching can actually affect the performance of the kids. Yep. So we want to try and make sure that we provide for them as best we can, as realistic environments as they can play in. As many, like as we said before, when they were out there, someone said, well, who's telling them to get in and out? So they'll figure it out, and they will.
They did?
Yeah. Kids need to learn to talk to each other. If we do it all for them, if we make, hey, you should be out, and, oh, should be a player at that end, who's going to sort that? Oh, I'll get there. You know, that's how they are.
And a lot of the subtleties with how you communicate is really important as well. You know, raising the tone of your voice, increasing the tempo of your voice, increases that they do. Just identifying, and rather than pointing out mistakes, do you notice I pointed out the positives instead? And all the boys just went, hey, what? I want to call my name. And all of a sudden he started doing something fantastic. And you go, hey, great job, wee man. Because prior to that he was missing. He wasn't involved. So trying to use your influence as the coach to help the praising, and you know, it's kind of, I say it a lot, it's a bit like you're a psychologist. Yeah? You know what you want to get out of them, but you've got to get out of it differently than, can you go do that for me? Would you mind?
I thought you meant psychotic.
Yeah, no, that's just you.
Did you notice no goals? Any of those practices, no goals? Why? Why would we not use goals?
Time wasting when the ball's going out.
Yeah, but not just that. How many more opportunities of getting a first touch in by having players on the outside as target players did we get?
Well, it brings everyone in. To the session.
Everyone's revolt. Yep.
You know, so if there's one thing, I don't know if you've ever seen me use any of these. They're great little portable goals, by the way. You know, but I mean, I've never used them. Everything I try to do, I try and incorporate so we get more ball contacts for the players, and just by using active targets, and by that I mean targets that actually react and then get into the game, or you play to them and it releases them to get into the game. They're all player actions that kids need to perform when they're playing real games. So the more of those realistic player actions, the better it is, because they're getting more ball contacts more often. It's real. They're not just standing out for the sake of standing out. It's like your session last week, Mike. Remember the two targets you had on the outside, and they were just, that was the attitude of them, because everyone else was in there busy and playing. But as soon as we got them involved by saying, okay, someone plays you the ball, you come in, how were they? It was the intensity just went boom.
Straight away.
Suddenly we started getting more out of the players.
So as the boys got better, we saw a little bit of that there. So I didn't fix it because one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, how can we extend that so that those on the outside, particularly in the end game, actually weren't just stationary targets? What else do you think how could we extend it?
Have a rotating side.
Maybe, yep. What about think of a game situation? Inside the 20 by 30, it's midfield. We're fighting dog eat dog, we win the ball, we play the long pass like the coaches asked, now what do we do?
Try to find the striker, maybe they can move along the line.
Superb. Yeah, so we get him active, thinking about what positions they are in the game. So if it's 2v1, is it a striker versus two fullbacks? Yeah. At the other end, a 2v1, but you've got two attackers. Is it two attackers, one fullback? So now what we could do is maybe put an end zone in and actually make those active areas. As we play it in there, can we do something with a 2v1? And we kind of complete the picture both sides.
You haven't completed it, because who else have we still got to allow for?
Goalkeepers. So where do they finish?
We need a goalkeeper anyway.
So potentially,
We can't do it till we go.
but potentially the 2v1 with the striker finishes with
That's right.
a shot. Maybe the other end, how could we start it? Goalkeeper serves into the 2v1. You're playing through the other way. So we can incorporate all of the game concepts without changing it and sticking these square things in that changes everyone's mind.
The other thing as well, the shape that happens in there, that was basically a 3v3 in the middle there, in the end game. But what does that reflect on the weekend? Yeah, it can be. Well, if you look at most of the 1-4-3-3 system, it's little triangles all over the place. So that could be the right back and the central defender and a number 7 as an example. So two centre backs and a centre midfield. You know,
And
could be a number 9 and two, or it could be a number 10 and two central midfielders. You know, so
and that's why it was important when I went in there and I set the rule about the structure. Whenever we have the ball, left, right and far, because what shapes that? Triangle. So no matter where I'm pointing, left, right and far, I've got my triangle and I've got my options. So we're incorporating all of those things into the session and high intensity. So you guys got any questions?
No, for me, I like that. In the first section, you made them step out to see everything, and I think that was the structure for the whole session.
It was.
That was, for me,
It was, because it doesn't work without it, does it?
One thing that you did that made the session basically, I thought. So
Because it doesn't work without it.
without that happening, then
I have one thing. I've got one observation. In the skills, in the skills intro, and I actually came and said to you, how many players are receiving of the outsides of the feet? And at that stage, there was virtually none. Players were, just play that in, John.
We didn't
Players were receiving things with the insides of the feet.
We didn't allow them to, see?
All stayed within the hips. What happened though once we started getting some resistance in there? Did you notice the player, Mike? Did you start noticing the outside of the feet? Why should it change? You know, at the end of the day, here's the reason we want to try, and I'm not saying you'll always do this as a player because circumstances do change. But what we want to try and do is develop as a habit. We want players, Johnny, play that. We want players to work really hard to receive with the insides of the feet so the ball stays within the hips. If I receive with the outside of my foot, if I receive with the outside of my right foot, I can't turn left. If I receive with the inside of my left, I can turn left, I can turn right. If I receive the inside of my right foot, I can turn left and I can turn
The
right.
Queen Mary can still turn quicker than him anyway, it doesn't matter.
I've seen grass turn quicker than him. No quicker than him. And so, but what we're trying to say there is we need to try and make sure that that becomes a habit that gets inbred into the players. We can't just allow them to simply switch back on to getting lazy in the outsides of the feet. Because when you start playing against better players, and they know when you receive the ball, use the outside of the feet, that's where they'll go and defend. When they know you can't actually go in the other direction, they'll start smashing you into corners. You know? So,
Very, very quickly we get into the next problem, which you're right. So if you play me the ball normally, and we've asked everyone to open up all the time, that habit then becomes, come on defender, thanks very much for coming. So it gives us another opportunity where if we always think, yes, we want to open up, but we still got to keep it between our hips because we might still want to change direction. So there's a difference between, sorry mate, opening up, which the ball is still now outside my hips, versus keeping it controlled and close, so I can still change direction if I wish. And we'll start to see as that you use that exercise a lot, they just second habit. Yeah, oh shit, now there's someone
we
there.
have about 10 technical competencies that we look at when we talk about players. One of them is
Can they play?
encouraging them to try and use the insides of their feet. That's one of them. But if you're looking to identify good technicians, these are the things that you as coaches need to start looking for as well. You need to recognise whether the player... I've seen lots of kids go out there and they look pretty and they're all outside of the feet and they try and play 40-yard passes all over the place to give possession away. Is that a good player? We have to debate that. But I mean, if we're looking at things and we're talking about player selection processes and talent identification, we need to have certain competencies that we all have to become comfortable with to say, well, the philosophy of the way we want to play, we need players to be able to do this, 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 and this. And if we all get on the same page with that, it's easier then to pick players. You know, you can identify because they perform those sort of things regularly. So, again, we're taking those with the assessment stuff that we're working on as well.
I wanted to ask you about what did you observe changed when I specifically asked them to play the furthest target they could see?
Well, they lifted their heads.
Yeah, because what was going on before that?
Yeah, the short passes.
Short little passes, heads down. We're not doing anything here. So, even though I'd asked them to get a structure, that structure kept smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where we're playing these. So the only way I went instantly, hey guys, well, I've got to get your heads up. The only way I can find that, find the furthest. By doing that as well, we then have to readjust. So now we're getting them moving, we're now getting the shape, and we're getting the thought processes, the PDE coming back in again. And so the game at the end was, you notice I didn't make them get close to play the ball. Because if we look at transition in a game, do we play close in transition? Or do we try and get it away from trouble? Try and get away from trouble. So I started to put a transition element in there.
Is that a
That's a word I hate, I must admit. Look,
With it and without.
when we talk football terminology, you can go to the national curriculum and talk BP, ball possession, or BPO, ball possession opponent, BP to BPO.
When we got it and when we don't.
Yeah. I just look at it this way. When you're working with players, you make things as simple as possible. So instead of saying, when we're in BP, they've got no idea what you're on about. So it's just, when we haven't got the ball, when we've got the ball, BP, when we've got the ball, we're going to do these sort of things. When we haven't got the ball, we're going to do this. That terminology is really important because coach speak and player speak are two different things. And we need to try and get on the page when we're delivering things to the kids that they actually get player speak more so coming from us, so that they have a continuity of the language barrier there for us to hold out. Do you want to just quickly give the guys a bit of a briefing on the assessments process?
Sure, what am I telling them? What I wanted to do with the videoing and that sort of thing, is that what you meant? Okay, yeah. So Mark and I were trying to talk about, I still think one of the best ways of learning is actually visualising it. And I hope most of you agree. So what I wanted to do was over one session a month, I wanted to come with you and we videotape the session, give it to you to have a look at, and that serves two purposes. You can have a look at how you're going and ask specific questions and I can review that with you. But also importantly, we can actually have a look at players and how players are developing once a month and what we're doing and what we're telling them. Because as Mark talked about before, if we work with them all year, we know if we want them back or we want to help them find somewhere else to be. So this process, by bringing it in, I find becomes far more meaningful because no longer is it the coach going, look, I think Johnny needs to work on receiving the ball with his left foot. We've actually gone, look, there it is. Yes, he's worked on it. Yes, he's improved on it. And part of that is how you've actually helped as a coach. Because there's two. I can tell Johnny all I like, but he's not going to do it unless you as the coach encourage it and bring it out in your sessions. So it was after next week, wasn't it? Because next week's the meeting. So Monday fortnight, I don't know where we'll start yet. I'll probably pull a name out of that. Okay, but we'll do that. And I hope you'll all get a lot out of that fact that you can see your session. And it's not about pulling the thing apart. It's just about can we actually look at improving both ourselves and the info we're giving the kids, particularly assessment-wise. It's going to blow the parents away when you actually sit down there and you consider what you're going to tell them anyway, but now we've got proof. This is why we need Johnny to work on his left foot. Bang, bang, bang. All right? This is why we need Johnny to turn up and pay attention at training, because look at what he's doing at training. So we're using it as a tool, really, to help accelerate the process of improving our players. And then over the course of the year, I know you're going to get a lot out of it. You'll be able to look at the ones at the start and look at the ones at the end and go, wow, look at how much better I am now at either the vocabulary, the football speak. You know, just the body language that we have as a coach is most important.
How far away are we with the actual written assessments?
So, well, we've still got to sit down and figure out the wording. So, on top of that, so that's the video component. We're actually putting together an assessment sheet, if you like, for the players. That's going to talk in plain English. Okay, so we'll have a question such as, do the players regularly receive the ball between their hips? Right. So it's rather than say, do they have a good first touch? What does that mean? Versus,
He hasn't been tackled or he hasn't given away.
he hasn't given second touch isn't a header, right? So what we're saying is, if we can put that in plain speak, not only can you actually help encourage the kids, you can speak to mum and dad in a language they know. Yeah. As a striker, does he always run with his back towards the ball? Probably. So how do we fix that? So if we can actually break the assessment down, and that's what Mark and I will finish, is actually, it'll probably be 12, 15 questions is about all it is. And it's just a simple rating, 1 to 5. Right? And are they improving? Do they need to improve? Essentially, that's it. So that way, you guys don't spend hours and hours and hours thinking about, what have I got to say about these players? It's a nice, simple one-liner. Yeah, great first touch, or no, that's right, he's got a poor first touch. Yes, he can use both feet. No, he can't. Yes, he's got a good juggle. Hasn't. Whatever we come up with question-wise. So we're going to put that together so you guys can tick and flick and get it done really simply, rather than spend hours and hours going, what am I going to say about this kid? Apart from the fact he's a muppet. Yeah?
On your Muppet comment, are there going to be questions in there around things other than just technical?
Yes.
Yes?
100%.
Player characteristics.
Yeah. There's,
With those questions, so what's the rate?
look, I think, I know what I'd like it to be.
We're going to be guided
Me
by
too.
We're
But
going to be
we've
guided by
got-
Football Australia.
Yeah. I was just going to say with SAP, there's these criteria, the talent identification criteria, and there's 6 criteria. We're very heavily guided by working within those principles for feedback. But the good thing is, I think it's probably 3 of those are the attributes related to it. They're a footballer. We know they're a footballer, they're here. So the rest is, what's their attitude? Are they coachable? Do they participate? Yes, that's all very, very important as well. Because there's no use having the best player that's not part of your team.
I keep saying being a good player is not good enough. You know, if you haven't got the commitment, the drive, the desire, the willingness to learn, all of those characteristics that make up your genetics, if you haven't got those, you're not going to make it anyway.
Yeah.
So, I actually, from me, I pour a lot of relevance into the personal side of who the player is. Because we're not just here to make better players, we're actually here to make better people. And that should be part of our overlying philosophy. You know? So when we're working with the players, we need to know. We don't want the lads that are going to come in here and they're just here to waste time, or they're not here and they're committed to actually be playing. At these levels, they're getting away from community football. They're getting involved into actual player pathways that could be meaningful for them if they choose to be state, nationals, A-League, academy programs and so forth. You know? So,
You know, the fact of life, just to go on with that, and Mark's been there a million times as well, but, you know, we're in state process at the moment. I'm working with the 13s. We had 63 to start with. I reckon we picked our 70 in the first 2 sessions. And guess what it wasn't based on? Ability. Apart from the fact some of them shouldn't have been anywhere there anyway, I knew they could play. I actually wanted to see who was it that has gone out on the park and given everything. They might be average, but they lose the ball, they win it back. You know, they kick a ball away, they go get it. They come up and ask what they can do. That whole general attitude about a person has what's practically, and we're pretty close. We're down to 25 now, right? And of them, all but 2 are the same ones we had from the first 3 weeks, just because of the attitude side. So that's the message that I really want to work with Mark on, particularly parents and players, is understanding, right? You might be good enough to be here, doesn't mean you should be.
They'll be determinants of whether we keep them or not when you're looking at identifying them in 2020.
Because we know they can play, or they can't, right? So they're gone anyway. But just because you can doesn't mean you should.
But you guys all need to be part of that process. You all need to be part of the decision making of our players, of who we're picking for next year. It shouldn't be down to one individual who's not working with them. It should be the guys who are actually in the coalface.
And I know he does it a lot. Rather than give you an opinion, he'll ask you a question, won't he? Because we want to get you to actually justify your own thoughts. Because you know, like a player, you know it's right. But what you're searching for is a reason to justify that, typically. That's what you generally find. So by looking at the whole Q&A and looking at the process, you'll come up with your own justification, and we'll support that. Because it's got to be right. Very rarely is our guts wrong.
It's interesting looking at players. Like if we were all looking at 45 players, I guarantee all of us would have probably 9 or 10 names that are common. We've all got on our list. Because good players stand out, don't they? Where all the problem comes from identification of players is the last 4 or 5 in a squad. Because you'll see different characteristics to what I see, and you'll see different characteristics, and you'll see things that you might be able to work on. We end up with a lottery list of about 25 players at that stage, just in the last 4 players that you're going to pick for your team. That's why I believe it's really important that coaches get the key opportunity to pick their players, because at the end of the day, it's a coin toss anyway. But generally at that stage, it tends to me to come down to the ones who've got the better character, not necessarily the better football, because I'll take a lesser footballer with better character,
because they'll get there.
Player with poor character,
absolutely, yeah, and
reliable.
And that's my idea of the video thing, to back up that process. You know, because what you see now, if you go away and sleep on it for a few days and come back and look, you'll see something different. Particularly when you're focused on something different. So if you're looking at a squad overall, and I'm sure Mark will go through it as we get closer about, you know, balancing the squad, you know, small kids, big kids, all that sort of stuff, you'll start to see that the attitude is consistent across, whether they're big, small, or what. And that's what you are as a coach. This is my standard, this is my attitude, that's what I want.
Done. Boys, thanks very much for your time tonight. Appreciate it. I hope you got a little bit out of it. I hope it paints a clearer picture of what we're talking about as far as what we're needing, particularly regarding the intensities of how we're working and the type of work that we want you to try and deliver as well if we can. All right?
So
I guarantee you, look, seriously, work in those type of environments for 4 weeks, you'll notice massive differences in your players. You know, I always find at the end of the year, we used to run coaching clinics at the end of the season. We'd be at the Gap or we'd be somewhere, and that we'd get the kids for about 6 weeks, 1 night a week for 6 weeks, and we get 30% more increase in their development than what they've done with the one coach that they've been with all season. Why?
Yeah.
They're getting more ball contacts more often at a higher intensity. Simple.
Yeah.
You know, without actually coaching them. It's just the fact we put them in the right environment and let them go and tear it up. You know, so if we can do that, we will make massive improvements in our kids in a very, very short period of time. And that's why we just want to try and reinforce these types of things.
So
Excellent.
Just a general question. The Komodos guys, when do you guys train?
Tuesday, Thursdays.
All right, so I've got tomorrow night off. So I'll come down tomorrow night, have a look at the Komodos.
Yep.
So what time do you start?
4:30.
Cool, yep. And I'll have a look at the SAPs as well as I'm here, but I don't at the moment with the state, I've only got Monday nights or Wednesday nights, and you don't train Wednesday. So where I've got a Tuesday tomorrow, I'll come down and we'll see if we can start to work in. But really, I want you to understand, ask anything. I'll do what I can to get you the right info so we can keep growing. And for me, that's the most important thing. No questions silly, he asks the worst.
I don't want to be that guy who asks that question when you've said done, but I'm going to be that guy. where does basic ball skill repetition come into it especially the under 8, 9, 10 age where they're still quite at home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, because
Because technique is big at that stage.
it's massive, but in isolation, they're not necessarily going to become better at it than under pressure. So what the whole isolation about is the very basic instructional process that Mark set up before. How do we actually pass the ball?
Yeah. See, the problem is though, when you play games, like here's a good one. Redlands this year, when Ray Woods first went over to Redlands this year, implemented a revolutionary new process for identifying players. It was based around 10 simple tests. One of them was passing the ball between two markers at 10 metres away. Okay, now I'm pretty sure I'd get a fair result out of that. But can I do that while a player is dragging over the top of me, trying to win the ball under pressure, and other players are actually starting to run around as well? Now, you can fix technique up as much as you like, but you cannot fix up the intensity that you need to play with as an individual. So that's why I'm saying to you, that's homework.
And
fix technique up at home. In your environment where you're working with players that you have a chance to identify into your program, you want to be working at getting their intensities up. And if there is a technical issue with what they're doing, as far as, you know, maybe striking the ball or
under or over or whatever,
take them out for a couple of minutes in isolation and then get them back into the intensity again. Yeah. And then just keep reminding them back home that, hey, just go and spend 10 minutes on whatever you want them to fix.
And let me say, it's not just 8s, 9s, 10s. We had state teams a couple of years back, and we literally
we had to fast track them.
We had to actually give them homework, which was isolated practices.
We had to
they were bad.
Set up a little program that we wanted them to go and perform, so that 3 of the 4 core skills could come out of it, so that they were timed and it was also accurate. Like it looked like if they had just stood there and play through these 3 targets that we had, it would look like one of those practices that Ray had for testing. But we also added a timing element.
So and we had a shuttle between.
Get back here to play, get a ball, get back here to play. So we're actually put them under the pump to perform things as real as we could in individual isolation. But by doing that, we actually it actually helped us see which ones were prepared to go and do that, because all their results went online for us, so we knew who was working and who wasn't. And then we tested at the sessions so when they came in, because we had kids all over the country, you know, from Cairns to bloody Toowoomba, basically.
100%. So I guess what I'm trying to say is you can mix both. So if you've got kids that need the isolation, do a program for them, but put the intensity in, put the challenge in, so that it isn't a robotic learning process, because they actually switch off once the motor knows what to do. So
what we used to find with testing, kids would go and practice the test and forget about playing. There's a lad I played with at Brisbane City when I was just before I started playing National League at Brisbane City. A guy called Russell Robinson. I don't know if you remember him, John. Russell Robinson is a 15-year-old, set a World Guinness Book of Records for ball juggling. 38,790 or something like that. Should have been in the fucking circus, honestly. Couldn't play. Became a high jumper. Couldn't play because he practiced so much on all the ball juggling and all that sort of stuff. Game-related things where he had to make decisions, he'd had no practice at. So there's 2 ways of looking at it. Do you want to make good technicians or do you want to make footballers? We're here to make footballers. And we want to make footballers that actually perform in realistic environments, under realistic conditions, making decisions all the time as well. That's what makes it play.
So as you go on, if you're working with those kids and you want help with those isolated practices, that's why I'm here. Yeah. I'm happy to help you do it. But we generally want to leave that for home, because it's, as Mark said, we're testing them. Do they want to get better? And we're helping them give the tools, but we're not going, hey, it's up to over your shoulder, do it. You come back and show me you want it.
Well, word of advice though, when we're working at high intensities, players will make mistakes. But then again, Michael and I passing the ball to each other here in isolation, we'll make mistakes as well. All right?
That's one of your better passes.
Yeah, it is. That's a lot closer than it is. But the thing is, when you're working in high intensity, you're actually going to find that they will work harder because they're more focused about trying to get the ball and play the pass. they're making mistakes, are actually making mistakes with the right intent. Whereas the mistakes that are made here are just simply because there's no real challenge here.
Did you hear one of the lads when we finished? Oh, we finished already. Yeah, he's puffing at the same time. He's buggered, but he's like, huh, that's an hour? What, you kidding me?
I gotta go, guys.
All right, boys,
See ya.
thanks for that. Catch up with you soon, eh?
Thanks very
Thanks
much.
for coming along.
Thanks for your time.
No worries. Thank you.
It was good, actually. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Yeah.
You want to take
Thank
that?
you, mate.
Thank you. Well done.
Thanks.
Thanks, mate.
Thank
you.
Thanks, mate. See you, mate. Yeah, no, the kids did all right.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
They
Thank
play,
you.
They play really narrow though. Like we noticed when we had possession, everyone was in here. There was actually no width. Even when we're on the right hand side of the park, your right winger actually ends up getting in line with the ball carrier instead of getting outside where he can see the ball in the goal.
Yeah.
So as a consequence, the whole game tends